Alright, so in our last video what we did is we learned how to set up our objects. But obviously to make our shapes there's a bunch of different things we have to be able to do. One is to make a floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use axis, and I'm going to choose the axis of this and the axis of this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a plane using this and this. And then you can do all kinds of different things. You can make little brackets if you want to put your floor onto. Like if you want to think about this like realistically, it would, you would weld on a shape. Let's say this was it. I'm just going to make this quick because I want you to see it. So this would be a little bracket. I'm going to make this construction, and I'm going to trim this off, and then I'm going to make a little circle, whatever. This would be where you would put a bolt through, and then I'm going to extrude this, and I'm going to say both ways, and I don't know, 1. And then this would be a little bracket, and we can use rectangular pattern. You could rectangularly pattern it down this thing. Whatever. You could do it many times. You can then mirror it over to the other side, and then you could use that as your template to be able to make the plate that sits on here that would be the base, or whatever. So the other thing when you're drawing this, it's really hard to like just build a whole thing off of 2 little rails. So I'm going to show you 4 different ways to be able to go around in a circle. So what I'm going to do, this one is easy, and it's nice because I'm going to hit project geometry, because you can change not just the angle of which it revolves around, but you can also change the angle of which it goes. So like what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to finish, and I'm going to go to revolve. I'm going to choose this is my shape, and I'm going to choose this is my axis. You can choose any angle this way. If it makes it easier for you to go 90 degrees, that's fine, whatever you want. But you can also do it in this direction too. You can take this and angle it. So instead of this, you could do something like this. And now, that's okay. We just need to choose our axis. Now you can also go in a more complex direction. Okay? If you want to make a simple, easy 90-degree angle, another way to do this is to create... Sorry, I need to turn off... I need to turn this off. Sketch. Auto project. And auto project. No, I don't want that. Auto project. Look at. Where is it? Look at. There we go. Okay. So now what I can do is I can create a rectangle right here. Any size, it doesn't matter. And I made this 2, so I'm going to make my shape 2. And then I can create a cylinder here. Let's do sketch. There we go. I want to be able to get this spot here. This is going to be 2. So this is a perfect 90-degree angle. It's an easy way to do it. And then if you want to make it look cool later, you can always fillet these edges however you want. We're talking about detail here, okay, and making it look realistic. So this could be a weld onto a little block that you have, something like that. You can fillet those edges. So that gives you a perfect 90-degree angle. All right. The third way is to create a complex shape. So instead of creating a rectangle, what you could do is you could create a shape. Let's do, I don't know, whatever. And you could do multiple angles. And you can, oops. So you have multiple angles, so you could create, I'm just going to do this fast because I'm running long on time here. And then you can do multiple random angles. And the last one would be using sweep. And I'm going to show you a disadvantage with sweep. Okay, so then you have a bunch of different angles that you could do in different directions. You could do this, 90 degrees down, over 90 degrees up, but this gives you a little bit more complex shape. All right, and then the last one is sweep. So we're going to go to here, and I'm going to project the geometry of this. I'm going to create, so remember, we have to create a shape. And then I'm going to create just on this surface here because I already made it. And I'm going to create a curve starting here. I'm going to curve, I don't know, I'm going to go straight a little bit first, and then I'm going to, I'm going to curve out this way, something like that, and then that's good. Well, no, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go this way too, because I want you to understand what's happening here, and what advantage it has. So I'm going to go to finish. I'm going to go to sweep. And the disadvantage of using sweep is that, and you can't, it's kind of hard to tell, but when you're curving something, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of that, I'm going to also add a spline. That way it's a little bit more obvious what I'm trying to show you. So we click here, and our curve is here and here, and then we hit OK. What happens is around this side, see how it kinks here? It makes it a different shape. So it's not perfectly circular. So if you were to slice this down the middle and create a shape off of it, it's going to be a funky shape. This is 100% 2 inches all the way. This is going to change as it turns, and it's not going to be 2 inches the whole way. This way, 2 inches. This way, 2 inches. So if you create something off of that, that's sort of the way that it's going to work. So there's my little rundown and a start of how to create a roll cage using tubes. These aren't tubes, but you could do tubes.